Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm for Classic and welcome to Hood, Outlaws and Legends, a game developed by Sumo Digital, and it is using Unreal Engine 4. So for this video I will be testing the GTX 1650 Super on this game. My recommended settings it is to play on medium, but honestly the game just runs fine at high or even maximum or ultra, whatever you want to call it. So these are my results with full matches. So as you can see, the median settings obviously provides the better performance, but the high or maximum it isn't that far-fetched at 1080p. So at 1440p the story changes a little bit too much, so the median settings provides overall an experience above 60 frames per second, but the high and ultra settings provide something below of that, and it seems to be suffering from serious VRAM issues because I was having stuttering all over the place. So in my opinion this game suffers a little bit from performance issues. First of all, it runs in DirectX 12, so it might be an issue if you have a GPU that can't handle that well DX12. But overall, if you look to these requirements, it doesn't seem so. So the minimum settings, it looks like it is fine even with 2 gigs of VRAM, but the recommended, you could saw that it is recommending a GTX 1060 with 6 gigabytes of VRAM, and despite the 1650 Super, it is superior, slightly superior to the GTX 1060. It has less VRAM, so it just packs 4 gigabytes of VRAM. So well, I've noticed some issues with this game. First of all, for example, when you open the map, I've noticed that the game frame rate just drops a lot, like from 62. First of all, this game it is kept at 62 frames per second, so you can't go above of it. I tried to search on the config file of the game and I didn't find an option to disable it. Maybe I was dumb or just blind, but I wasn't really able to find it. So the FPS cap of this game it is 62 frames per second. But like I was telling you, there are situations where the frame rate drops from the 62, and the most noticeable one it is when you open the map. So when you open the map, for some reason the game just drops the frame rate to 40, and like 5 to 10 seconds after it tries to recover. So one of the things that I've noticed when you open the map, it is that the VRAM usage drops immensely to 2 gigabytes of VRAM or sometimes even less, and causes that frame rate drop, and then it starts to fill the entire VRAM again, and that's when the performance starts to get back up. So this might be an issue. Hopefully this will be fixed in the future, but overall, or the too long didn't read or the too long didn't watch, it is that if you are playing with a GTX 1650 Super, you can expect good performance at 1080p, whatever. If you play at medium, high or ultra, the performance it is good. 1440p median settings, it is very acceptable too. So for the most part, it spends most of its time above 60 frames per second. But 1440p high settings or ultra settings, their experience wasn't really great because it seemed like that the VRAM was being a very big issue with this game. Keep in mind that this is not an apples to apples comparison. This is a multiplayer game, and the tests that I did conduct between each setting, despite it was a full match in each setting, the thing is each match have its own map, and some maps might be more demanding than the others, so this only serves the purpose of giving you an idea of the performance that you can expect with the GTX 1650 Super. But now that we talked about the game, about the performance, I think it's time to talk about the game, shall we? So Hood, it is a quite simple game. It is a multiplayer only game, but you can select 2 different types of gameplay, of course. So for the benchmark, I decided to use the training mode. The training mode, it's with more free players, real players, not NPCs, but against NPCs. So the objectives are pretty simple and are equal between the 2 game modes that you have available. So the objective it is you need to find the sheriff and you need to steal his key. Then after you get the key, the game gives you some sort of suggestion where the vault should be, and you need to take the key and open the door of the vault. And as soon as you open the door, you see that there is a chest there, and the objective it is for you to pick up the chest, or one of your teammates, and you need that teammate or you to take the chest to an extraction point. The thing is, the guy that is carrying the chest usually can't attack. He needs to drop down the chest if he wants to attack, but it is much more slower, so he can't jump, he can't just go down through stairs, for example. He needs to take an alternative path, a safe path, in order to reach the extraction point. As soon as you reach the extraction point, there is a mechanism there that can take 1 or 2 teammates, and you need to rotate the mechanism in order to collect the gold that it is inside the chest. As soon as you collect the entire amount of gold, the game ends and you win the game. So it's essentially like this. There is capture points that resembles Battlefield. Those ones are pretty much just spawn points that allows you, if you die, to respawn more closer or on those capture points. So it's kind of a strategic thing. If you capture a strategic point near to the place of where you want to be, it means that if you die you can respawn simply there. So it's a nice thing. Alright, there are multiple different types of enemies. Some enemies are just weak. As soon as you collect the chest, enemies start to be more reinforced, and you just can't kill all of them with headshots, for example. They are just much more tough. And yeah, it's pretty much like that. And the sheriff, well, despite you steal his key, the sheriff, it is indestructible in this game. The only thing you can do is put him down, but after a couple of minutes, it just wakes up or recovers. Yeah, recovers, it is the right word. It just recovers and goes after you. And the sheriff, it is the NPC that with one hit he kills you. So it's the guy that you want to stay away from. So that is a very good explanation how this game works on their channel. There is a 8-minute gameplay which is very useful and explains how this goes. I was talking mostly about the training mode. The difference to the regular mode of the game is that it's not just your team against the NPCs, it's not PvA, it is PvP. But the objective, it is the same. Instead of being only your team, there is another team on the match too, fighting for the same objective. So both of the teams, your team and your enemy team, have the objective to collect the sheriff key, to open the doors of the vault, and take the chest and collect as much gold as you can. So this game, honestly, it is exactly like Hunt Showdown. I'm not sure if you ever played Hunt Showdown, but it behaves exactly the same thing, but with a different team and a third-person informant. Now, the downside that I see for this game is that it costs you money. This is not a free-to-play game. It is a game that should cost you about 29.99 euros. I'm not going to say that it is expensive, because it is not, but honestly, there is so much offer in the free-to-play games at the moment that many people might not feel attracted to buy this game, and especially because I do find that this game might be very repetitive, because the objectives are always the same, you know. It's just steal the key to the sheriff, find the vault, take the chest and extract the chest. With the gold you can unlock new perks and for your characters, because each character have its own abilities. You can unlock weapons or better armors, but essentially, as far as I did understand, it is pretty much just that. Alright, so for 29.99, many people might find this game a little bit repetitive, alright, but I mean, yeah, that's that. I'm not really sure if this game is going to win the enough popularity to be a great game, but at the moment, all I can say is that as far as I tried to play, there was always people to play. But yeah, this is the release date anyway. So guys, thank you a lot for watching. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and that we hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
heard something. Who's there? You're dead. I heard something. Come on, blacksmith! Come on! It's all around! Yeah, don't see anybody, not be alone. Search the other...
Let my rage give me strength.
There you both!
Kill them. Intruders. Get them. Thieving scum.
Excellent.